Geek Squad! Spoiler alert, this video is going to be the simplest version ever of how you update your Antminer L3 Plus firmware to Blissz. Honestly, I have been through hundreds, I am not kidding, hundreds of YouTube videos tearing what little hair out that I have left to try and update the firmware with no success. And I'm going to show you in the tiniest, simplest, easiest, quickest step how to update your firmware, and you're going to be like, oh, well, that was so easy. What's Jay so stressed out about? The hours that I have lost running up and down the 3 stories in my house, checking my network to see if I updated and flashed the firmware and done all these different things, the minor downtime. So guys, without further ado, I'm Jace, this is Loki. And if you are here right now because you are subscribed to the channel, I can't thank you enough for the support you've given me so far on this crazy cryptocurrency journey so far. And 2022 is going to be phenomenal for all of us, guys. I guarantee it, because I'm here to help you. And if you need anything, please comment below in the video comments section. So without further ado, guys, let's attack this and see if we can get this done in just a couple of minutes, because this process is so simple. So step number 1, guys, use the link below in the comments, which is not a referral link, by the way. I am referring this person because they developed the Blissz firmware themselves. It is their software. If you buy it from anyone else, it is not a trusted site. I cannot guarantee that it won't have viruses, the code been modified and have development fees. I've used this on 7 Antminer L3 Pluses so far, and each and every single one of them runs seamlessly. It even brought one of my hash boards, which had gone down, back to life. Don't ask me how. So use the link below to purchase the Blissz firmware. If you are on an iMac, not a Windows, then you need to message the seller privately and just say, I'm not using Windows, I'm using an iMac, and he will send you the iMac compatible software. Step number 2, purchase a micro SD card that is 16 gigabytes or less. Apparently the 32 gigabyte memory cards are not liked by the Antminer L3 Plus. I don't know why. Step 3, format your micro SD card like so on Mac. Sorry, I can't help with Windows. It's been about 8 years since I used it. It's probably simpler on a Windows, let's face it. First thing you need to do, guys, once you plugged your SD card in, is come to Disk Utility here on your Mac. You need to drop down and find the SD card. It might be labeled with a dash. It might be labeled as nothing. Come over to Erase. Give it a suitable name. We're going to call ours Blissz Firmware, because that's what it is. We're going to hit this drop down menu here. We're going to click MS-DOS FAT, and we're going to click Erase. Once that's done, your disk should be formatted, as you can see here, in FAT32. You are ready to upload your Blissz firmware onto your SD card. Now, if you head on over to the Finder, and I've typed in Blissz because it was a little while ago since I have downloaded this software, and you're going to find your Blissz firmware. If it's in a zip file here like this, you just double click it and you're going to come up with a folder that looks like this. Click on there. You're going to head over to this NAND folder. You're going to copy all of this. So Command and C. Head on over to your Blissz SD card that we just labeled. Command and V. Let all of those drop into there. I like to click off, go back to the downloads, and then go back to Blissz to make sure it's all come back in. And you are good to go. That is your firmware on your SD cards. Go ahead and eject that. You're ready to go. Once you have formatted your micro SD card, here comes the intensely crazy up and down journey of being able to update the firmware. And if you've seen any of the YouTube videos, you've got to plug the control board in, take everything else out, flash it for a few minutes, wait for certain lights to flash on and off, and then take it out and maybe do it again. Sometimes you have to do it 8 to 10 times, and then take it all back out and plug it all in, and then come back up and check the network, make sure it's hashing properly, and then, you know, sometimes you have to come out of the window, go incognito, and all these other steps. You don't have to do that. Watch this. This is how simple it is, I promise you. Okay guys, so micro SD, this is all you need to do. Unplug your miner, take 2 of the ribbons out of the top, so squeeze at the front, 1 and 2. Now most of these SD cards which are in there are upside down. They're not all upside down, but most are. And you slot the micro SD. I think we nearly lost the SD card! That can definitely stay in. Okay, we got our SD card back, it's not lost. This is actually the right way up on this one, guys. As you can see, slide it in. It should click, hold into place, replace the ribbons. Plug it back in. It turns on, and let's go. Okay, give me here. Let's go. Yes, these are Pokemon cards. That's right. Coin Mining Geek channel. Oh yeah. Right, this is the recording studio. Let's bring up the Antminer firmware. So this is done live. I'm a bit out of breath. Let's refresh this. You should have just seen this page. We're only at 16, so that took 3 minutes for all the filming. Boom, look at that. We refresh it, straight to Blissz. Blissz firmware. And done. The socket connection failed. You've seen the previous videos. That means it's just connecting. Give it 30 seconds or so to go through its booting cycle. And click refresh. And we're on. Linux. Go over to your miner status. Hashing away. And this hash rate will come back up to about that 505 average. And we're off and we're running, guys. And that was 4 minutes. Yep, that was it. You just put the SD card in and turn it back on. That's it. Ta-da! It's that simple, guys. Don't make it complicated. Go ahead and update that firmware. And here is an epic screenshot of me and Loki looking very scared in my arms while I just tell you how simple it is to undo the firmware flash. Simply remove the SD card, guys, and you are back to normal firmware. I hope you all have an amazing Christmas from me and Loki, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey and supporting the channel. It means so much to us both, doesn't it? And we're going to see you after the Christmas time for some more crazy crypto videos, guys. We have 2 little new box miners coming that aren't the normal ones. They don't mine Doge, they don't mine the CKB Nervos token, and they do not mine the handshake or the library credits. What could it be? We are going to divulge all on our next video as soon as they arrive, guys. From both of us, have an amazing Christmas. Thank you so much for your support on this channel.